Hi and welcome back. On the topic question tag, today we want to have a look at do, does, and did. So let's get started. So we say, I do my work. Don't I? Don't I? You do your work. Don't you? We do our work. Don't we? They do their work. Don't they? People do their work. Don't they? He does his work. Here we say doesn't. Does, doesn't. Doesn't he? She does her work. Doesn't she? Ali does his work. Ali is a name of a male. Doesn't he? John does his work. Doesn't he? David does his work. Doesn't he? So it is not difficult. Fatima is a name of a female. Fatima does her work. Doesn't she? Mary does her work. Doesn't she? Victoria does her work. Doesn't she? So you see it is not difficult. I do, don't I? You do, don't you? We do, don't we? They do, don't they? People do, don't they? He does, doesn't he? She does, doesn't she? Ali does, doesn't he? David does, doesn't he? John does, doesn't he? Fatima does, doesn't she? Mary does, doesn't she? Victoria does, doesn't she? And so on. So let's move on. So here is I did. I did my work. Didn't I? I did. Didn't I? You did your work. Didn't you? We did our work. Didn't we? They did their work. Didn't they? People did their work. Didn't they? He did his work. Didn't he? She did her work. Didn't she? Ali did his work. Didn't he? David did his work. Didn't he? John did his work. Didn't he? Fatima did her work. Didn't she? Mary did her work. Didn't she? Victoria did her work. Didn't she? So you see it is not difficult. I did. Didn't I? You did. Didn't you? We did. Didn't we? They did. Didn't they? People did. Didn't they? He did. Didn't he? She did. Didn't she? Ali did. Didn't he? David did. Didn't he? Fatima did. Didn't she? Mary did. Didn't she? Good. So you see here is different. Here is I don't do my work. So I say, do I? You don't do your work. Do you? We don't do our work. Do we? They don't do their work. Do they? People don't do their work. Do they? He doesn't do his work. Does he? She doesn't do her work. Does she? Ali doesn't do his work. Does he? David doesn't do his work. Does he? John doesn't do his work. Does he? The last example, Fatima doesn't do her work. Does she? Mary doesn't do her work. Does she? Victoria doesn't do her work. Sorry, it is here now. Victoria doesn't do her work. Does she? So you see, it is not difficult, right? Let's move on. And here it is, I didn't do my work. So I say, did I? You didn't do your work. Did you? We didn't do our work. Did we? They didn't do their work. Did they? People didn't do their work. Did they? He didn't do his work. Did he? She didn't do her work. Did she? Ali didn't do his work. Did he? John didn't do his work. Did he? David didn't do his work. Did he? Did he? And the last example, Fatima didn't do her work. So we say, did she? Mary didn't do her work. Did she? Victoria didn't do her work. Did she? So you see, it is, I didn't. Did I? You didn't. Did you? We didn't. Did we? They didn't. Did they? People didn't. Did they? He didn't. Did he? She didn't. She didn't. Did she? Ali didn't. Did he? Fatima didn't. Did she? I hope the topic was interesting. So I say, I hope you enjoyed it, and I say, until next time.